A lot of media attention, as you can imagine, for Britain's first mass shooting for 11 years. It was given by Deputy Chief Constable Sean Sawyer. What we do know is that he's filled in a little bit more information for us. So officers were called to this property in Berwick Drive at 6:10 yesterday evening. Officers took 6 minutes to arrive following multiple reports of gunshots, of screams, of shouts, etc. When they arrived at the scene, they found five people inside the property had already died, including the suspect, who it is confirmed is 22-year-old Jake Davidson. And we know that a female who was found with gunshot injuries at the scene was taken to hospital, where she later died. So 6 people in total, including the suspect, passed away in that property. Now, they've kind of laid out what happened, what they think happened when he entered the property. He made his way in and shot at and killed a woman. He then shot at a child in the street and a relative of that child. We know that he knew that woman, by the way, at the address. There is a familial connection, but the officer wouldn't say any more than that. After that, he shot 2 members of the public in the street, a man and a woman who received serious but not life-threatening injuries, and they're currently in hospital. He then shot another man on Parkland and then took his own life when he turned the gun on himself. Now, the police have also said that 22-year-old Jake Davidson, he did have a gun licence. He fired multiple shots. They do not know what the motive is yet. They're keeping an open mind yet as to the motive for that killing. He was receiving treatment for mental health issues, but they're not saying that necessarily that was in any way connected with his motive for shooting those people. And he wouldn't say if Jake Davidson had previous convictions. There are also 13 scenes and potentially more that they are following in this investigation, and at the moment they are not naming any of the victims.
Well, this was, of course, a very shocking event. We haven't seen a mass killing like this in the United Kingdom in around a decade. What struck me about the statement just a few minutes ago was how many calls in from the public there were, how many calls in to the police. And all of this, of course, happening last night, middle of summer, broad daylight. I know you've been there this morning talking to people on the ground. What has been the local reaction to this atrocity?
Yeah, so I haven't been at the scene for a couple of hours, but I can tell you that I was there since 6 o'clock this morning. People were just, they were still trying to process it, frankly, and that will take weeks, years, if ever it is fully processed. They're trying to understand why this happened in their community, how it happened. As you say, Tom, there hasn't been a mass shooting in Britain for 11 years. The last was Derek Bird in Cumbria in 2010, when he took the lives of 12 people. So this hasn't happened for a long time. If it was going to happen anywhere, people here would tell you it's going to happen somewhere like London, or it's going to happen in Manchester or Birmingham, one of London's big cities, not in Plymouth, in Devon on a summer's night. So people very much trying to take it in. 2 local primary schools in the area have been open since 9 o'clock this morning, so people can gather there from the community to talk about what happened, to try and process and begin the process of healing, which is going to take a long time in this part of the world.
Absolutely, Paul. And listening to the press conference there, they've ruled out a connection to terrorism or any affiliation with the far right. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is right. Yeah, they're keeping an open mind as to the motive. They're not saying that he was in any way connected with anyone from the far right. They acknowledge that he does have a presence on social media. But for now, still multiple lines of inquiry in this investigation. As I said, there are 13 scenes that they are looking at. This happened over a period of time. It wasn't just at one address. So lots of lines of investigation for the police, and no doubt a lot more detail to come over the next few days, not least the identity of the victims once their wider families are told about it.
And one of the first clues we had to the victims was, of course, local MP Luke Pollard tweeting out earlier that there was a very young child involved. I believe you were speaking to Luke Pollard earlier. What did he have to say to you?
Yeah, he was just reflecting on the community, summing up how the community's been feeling, really. Just that there is shock, but that Kim, in this part of Plymouth, this area of Plymouth, it is it's a tight community, and people will be able to draw on each other's strength and support as they try to process this and try to heal. And he kept using the phrase over and over, coming together, but that is exactly what the community is going to do. So that's what he had to say, and then he pointed us in the direction of the police for more information. As you say, he did tell us that one of the victims was under the age of 10. Police have confirmed that fact indeed, but yeah, he's liaising with the police as they continue their investigation and kind of reflecting on the community's wider concerns.